Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Monday 2 o'clock update, and wanted to just say again thank you for your continued support through this difficult time. Wanted to give you a few state updates and then local as well. So in the state of Florida, we have a total of 1,171 cases, 14 deaths, and 2 positive cases in Martin County, with one being very close. We were just notified that the tennis pro at Harbor Ridge has come back positive. So if any of you have been at Harbor Ridge or any contact with the tennis pro, please notify us immediately so we can alert the Department of Health and take the proper measures that should be taken. Again, total cases in the state of Florida, 1,171, 14 deaths in the state of Florida, and 2 positive cases in Martin County, one being just down the road here at Harbor Ridge. Just to provide you with a little bit of reassurance, we continue to screen all employees, vendors, and private duty aides as they come into work or come into the campus. And the state has just provided some additional guidance to that, and they will be coming on campus, and they're going to be doing sporadic checks. So what that means is that they will walk through the campus. Actually, they're going to be focusing on the nursing home initially, but I have a feeling that they will expand it out to the other part of the campus. But initially, they will just show up and they'll walk through the nursing home, and they will take temperatures of residents and staff who are asymptomatic. So they are focusing on those individuals who are asymptomatic, and that just came out from the state. So we're working to make sure that the other thing that they're requiring us to do as a provider and having the nursing home and assisted living is to do sporadic checks with our employees who are working. So initially we only had to do it when they first came to work, but now the guidance from the state is that we will have to test them throughout their shift, and if they show any signs or symptoms of the flu, then we need to send them home immediately. So we're working through those details, and we'll be implementing that here shortly. So I've also had some questions, emails, inquiries about, for those of you who have a loved one in Water's Edge, as to whether or not you can come over and see them or have any contact with them at all. And the answer is no. And I know that may sound a little abrupt, but we need to maintain the guidance and the rules that are being put forth. Not sure if you saw the state of address yesterday by Governor DeSantis, but there is a community down in Broward County that is considered a hotspot. It's an independent living community with assisted living and memory care. And they have several breakouts there, and they are being told, they actually have a member of the CDC, they have the state there, they have law enforcement there. We don't want that to occur here. We want to make sure that we are following the letter of the law. And Governor DeSantis has also indicated in that talk that if you manage these communities, they are expecting us to manage according to the letter of the law. We need to curtail the growth or this COVID from being transferred. So they are asking, both Aaron and I to manage this community in accordance with the letter of the law and the guidance that the state has put forth. So we can do FaceTime with you and your loved ones if that is something that is of interest to you. I would just encourage you to reach out to the healthcare center, and we can make sure that we get you on the list and we can do some FaceTiming with you or facilitate a phone call. So in addition to what I've previously said, the state has also provided some additional guidance for independent living communities. Now, the state does not have any jurisdiction over independent living. They only have jurisdiction over the assisted living and the nursing home. However, because of the nature of the population that we are serving, they have provided additional guidance to the independent living side of our campus. And they have just asked that we cease all communal activities, which we've already done, no gathering and honoring social distancing. So I'm hearing from people that there are groups of people gathering in apartments and so forth, and they have asked us to send the message that this must stop. We don't know, we don't know who has the virus and who is who's positive for it. So quite frankly, it needs to stop as well. Any gatherings in your apartments need to stop, and we appreciate your support on this. This is a directive from the state. This is not a Sean Perigo or an LCS. This is a directive from the state of Florida to help curtail the spread of the COVID-19 virus. And then they also said no community outings, which we haven't done. We stopped that as well. And lastly, it does bring me some great pleasure, and Meryl is off to my left over here, and we're going to try and do a handoff of the mic that honors social distancing and no germs. But lastly, I've been communicating with Meryl since last Friday and over the weekend, and I have some great news that I do have clearance from our corporate risk management department that we can reopen the pool with some great restriction. And what that great restriction means is that we will only provide we will only be allowing 20-minute swim increments, and that's only one person. So what that means, or what that's going to look like, is you'll need to call down to Mary Beth and ask to be transferred to Carrie, and then Carrie will create a schedule, and Carrie and or Jane will be at the pool to then sanitize the handrail as you're going, prior to you going down, and then after you come out of the water. So it's really, really important that we just honor this 20-minute increment. I know that there are not a lot of people who swim back and forth, but I do know that there are a lot of people who do use it. So at this time, we are going to relax that, but it's only going to be for one swimmer at a time, and that will be coordinated through Carrie and Jane. Let's see here. A couple of other things. I want to let you know that we are also evaluating housekeeping services, really for two reasons. One is because we're sending employees into your apartments, so to protect you and then also to protect the employee, we're evaluating that. There are some communities who've already stopped that service, but we will continue to evaluate that, and I would suspect that I'll have an update for you later in this week. Additionally, what we want to do is we do want to scale back our staff, because if this coronavirus continues to spread, we want to make sure that we have staff, unaffected staff, to continue to provide services here and have some sort of staff rotation. The other thing is that I'm going to change these updates from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Additionally, we will be broadcasting this every day of the week at 2 o'clock and at 3 o'clock. So the next update will be on Thursday at 2 o'clock. If there is additional information that needs to be communicated, it will communicate that through a memo. But again, let me just repeat this. These updates will be broadcast daily at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday updates have been changed to Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think it just died. There it goes. Thank you, Karen. Karen's behind the scenes making this happen, so thank you. I lost my voice, imagine that. So as before I check out here, I just wanted to say, you know, be safe. And as I have previously communicated, you can make the difference and continue to hand wash and stay 6 feet apart, and just be mindful that this is very, very serious, and I want to thank you for your cooperation and your attention to this matter as we continue to protect you and protect our community. So Meryl has been a great partner in this, and so now I'm going to turn it over to...
Oh, no.
Are you okay? It keeps shutting off. So I'm going to turn this over to Meryl and just say thank you to Meryl for his continued partnership. I'm going to put this down on the napkin so that you can pick it up. There you go. Well, after I just touch it. We're trying to practice social distancing.
Right. Okay. Okay. No, not okay.
Hold tight, hold tight.
Yep.
Karen's changing the battery.
Changing the batteries, okay.
How's it feel to be on camera, Meryl?
Never done this before. Don't know how to behave.
I'm working on it.
Oh, working on it, okay. Well, the good news is you can...
Probably the batteries
Yeah.
again.
Karen's changing the batteries, so just bear with us. It's okay.
Well, I'm not shaking. It's just hard to maneuver this thing.
Try that.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello? Oh, it's working, okay. Should I start?
Yeah, it's rolling.
It's
Okay.
still rolling.
Okay, good afternoon, folks. I just want to have a little discussion about a few thank yous that I think the Residents' Council owes everybody here. So let me start by talking about thanking the staff, first and foremost, and how we're going to do this. So on behalf of all the Residents' Council has put a notification of these thank yous in the weekly newsletter for employees, and also we've posted that on
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We've posted that on the bulletin board so that everybody can see that we are thankful for everything that they've done. They've done a terrific job, and they really need to know that. And Pat Chesney helped us get there from here. So that's number one. Number two, on behalf of the Residents' Council, I want to thank every single resident here at Sand Hill Cove, because you have been cooperative and supportive of the guidelines that we had to put in place during this current situation. So clearly, you know, having to cut back on your social interaction is not a lot of fun. And the only thing that seems to be good about that, the only good news we have, is it's probably not going to be permanent. But on the other hand, it's probably going to last for at least 2 or 3 weeks longer, and maybe 2 or 3 months longer. So we really appreciate what's happened. Now, as Sean said earlier there, it is really the residents here who are going to make the difference. They're the ones who can really beat this thing. And the reason is that they are the ones that have the chance to do everything correctly. If they follow the guidelines and they support us and they cooperate with us, they're the ones that can make this happen. But what we really need to remember is that that's the case, that they're the people on the front line. So thank you to every single resident here from the Residents' Council, because you're helping us make this thing happen. The third thing, and good thing he's not around now, I want to say thank you to Sean Perigo for all the work that he's done. It's interesting, but I see his situation as sort of equivalent to being a tennis ball at Wimbledon. Every day he gets phone calls, And every day, some of those phone calls are going to be new guidelines that somebody wants to put in place. That could be the state, that could be the feds, that could be LCS. It doesn't make any difference. He gets all these things. And so you see him sitting there, and he's like that tennis ball being bounced back and forth from one thing to another. And all the time, he's trying to make sure that those directives that he's getting are working in concert or in balance with the needs and wants of our whole resident population. And that's quite a trick. And at the same time, he's working 20-hour days. And he comes back every morning probably scared to death that maybe overnight somehow the virus has gotten in here. So that's what he has to work with every day. And yet he comes in and he has a smile and a nice thing to say to every single resident here. So we have to say, thank you, Sean Perigo, for all the things that you've done in the past and for what you just did now for the pool, which is an excellent example of how you picked up on what the residents were telling us and you went and satisfied their desires. So if we can keep working like that, working together on everything this year, I think we're going to be highly successful. And that's really all I have to say. So we'll sign off now, and we'll see you again on Thursday.
So Meryl, just real quick, that's okay. Clarification, the pool will open tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So if they want to, if somebody wants to use it, they can start calling Carrie today.
Can I do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just got clarification on the way the pool's going to operate. It's going to open at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if you would like to use the pool that soon, you may call Carrie today to make a reservation and get your spot so you get your swim in tomorrow starting at 6 o'clock. Okay? Done did.